What's going on, TEI family? Man, I was thinking about something and kind of led me brought me back to a story back in my earlier years, my first year of law school actually, when I found out how important intellectual property was and the value of it, it being worth millions and millions of dollars. So, me, I'm from essentially an urban environment. I guess you can say from the hood, but I don't look at myself as being from the hood, but it was more or less the hood. So coming up, going to college, getting an engineering degree, playing football at Michigan State University. When I got to law school, my 1L year, it was I knew at some point I was going to start making a lot of money, but and I knew I was going to do intellectual property law that deals with patents and trademarks and copyrights. Uh, but I didn't really understand like the value of it. So my first year of law school, no, all one nails, which is what we call them. You have to take a writing course. So my writing course that I took was focused on intellectual property, which makes sense, right? Because I'm gonna be an intellectual property attorney. So it only makes sense to take a writing class that was geared towards that. Whereas, the other law students, 1L students, they're taking uh, just your standard writing class. And I remember one time our professor had this gentleman come speak to the class. And this guy actually had a farm. He had a farm. I think he actually had a logo. It was called Food for Thought, which he had trademarked. It was like a logo in combination with, in combination with the word food for thought. And it was kind of dealing with a farm, somewhere here in Michigan, I think. And the farm, it was, it was grossing a lot, but it had a lot of expenses. So it was making money, but it's a farm. So it wasn't like he was a millionaire based off just, the day-to-day operations of the farm. But he had this mark, food for thought, that he actually got for free. Somebody, as he was coming up, uh, he actually, just got the mark for free from someone. He actually trademarked it. So now he owns the mark and it's associated with the farm. So, fast forward as he's doing this thing with the farm, another company, and I forget what the other company, what they dealt with, what was their product or service that they were providing, but they wanted to buy the mark from him. Again, he's telling us this story in real time. But they wanted to buy the mark from him. And they were they offered him, it was around like $1 million for this mark. Give or take 100,000 or so, but it was around $1 million for this mark. And as he's telling the story, coming from where I'm coming from, I'm like, man, look, I know some guys right now who have a business, whether it's a car dealership or uh, a lawn care business or whatever where I come up from. If you gave them $1 million just for their logo, because again, when they offered them $1 million for the mark, they said, "Hey, you can keep the farm, you can keep everything that you're doing associated with the farm. We just want the food for thought logo that you have trademarked. Essentially, we want the IP to be able to use. You can keep the farm and everything that you're doing with the farm. We just want the IP." And he actually turned it down. Can you believe that? He turned it down. And I think he had more of an emotional attachment to the mark. That's why he turned it down, which was crazy to me. Hey, man, as a 1L law student, I'm like, dude, you're crazy. Like I said, I know some cats who, back where I'm from, whatever business that they were involved in, whether it was, again, a car dealership, a lawn care business, a cleaning company, whatever the case may be, if you told them, hey, you can keep your business and keep doing whatever you want to do. We just want the IP from you. We just want give me that logo, and I'm gonna pay you close to $1 million, if not $1 million, for this logo. Man, hey, they would have signed that trademark over before the guy got a chance to take out his checkbook and write that $1 million. So I don't know. I think that was my just my eye opening moment, or my moment was like, man, this IP stuff is extremely valuable. So, hey, let me know your thoughts. I'd be interested in knowing your thoughts. Would you have kept the mark as this guy did, even though someone was offering you $1 million, or would you would have given a markup happily and skipped all the way to the bank with your $1 million check, knowing that you can continue to keep up your business and you could have probably just rebranded or came up with another logo that you got trademarked. So, I mean, I think back then I probably would have uh, definitely sold it, and Knowing what I know now, I probably would have still sold the mark. So, but let me know your thoughts, man. If you agree with it, if you disagree, please subscribe to my channel, Investing, Skills, Money, and Assets. I'll be talking more about IP related stories, the importance of intellectual property, the value of intellectual property. Again, this goes along the theme of investing, especially when you're talking about investing in businesses, because the intellectual property of these businesses is very important. So again, let me know your thoughts. Please subscribe to the channel, like, leave a comment, and yeah, let me know whether or not you would have came up $1 million. All right, peace out. Take care.